The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We have those Riot Fest tickets in just a second. But first, some people checking in about neighbor fights, neighbor situations going on. As I talked about the Chicago buildings going up right on the water, they're going to block views of all these new buildings that have happened. That Chicago Spire you've heard on the news about, this big hole in the ground that's sitting there for 15 years. Finally going to put some buildings in it, and it's going to screw all these people that spend millions on these other condos right nearby. That's not cool.
No.
Work hard for your money. But that's a funny thing about Chicago. When you look at old movies, let's say you watch, the other night I was watching The Fugitive.
Okay.
And they show the skyline. It's unreal how many buildings are not there. And that's like a 30-year-old movie. I get it. But the skyline was so much more bare. You just see like the Hancock, the Sears Tower, and that's about it. There's some other ones in between. Now it's like, there's a lot of buildings. There's a lot of stuff. It's the best skyline in the world, bar none, without question. I'm not being a homer on that one. Go look at other skylines. They're garbage compared to this one. All right, maybe I'm a little homer.
What's the worst skyline you've ever seen?
Toledo, Ohio.
That's not a skyline. They have one building.
I know. That's where I started my radio career, and I used to go in and go like, wow, look at the skyscraper.
Wow, look at this one building.
It was 17 stories high. That was the only building.
Was it blocking your view?
No, it blocked everybody else's view that had like, 2-story homes that were nearby. All right, so, but on the text line, Lauren, what do we got there about
Laura
some people?
From the 847 says, my neighbor put giant stones 12 inches into my property and Cook County doesn't care. So Cook County.
You read it just like I'm sure she said it to Cook County when she called up.
Oh, well, there's no punctuation, so just reading it.
The stones are on the other person's property.
She did spell neighbor like they do across the pond with a U. So it makes me
Neighbor?
feel like she's very fancy.
Oh, yeah.
English people spell neighbor. They throw U's into our words.
Now,
Sometimes.
why doesn't she just kind of move the stones?
Thank you. I was afraid to ask that.
I mean,
Maybe she's got a bad back or a toothache.
I get it. It can be very difficult to
Yeah, but
listen.
she's probably got like a son that can do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wave the white flag at the first sight of stones in my yard.
Listen, I'm sure she's tried all options, and I love her, and as a listener, I want her to be here. But I don't know if Cook County, they have some other problems right now. I'm not sure.
We can't even get a pothole filled. You're on your own with these stones.
Yeah. But listen, I feel for your situation, so let's keep us updated on how that works
keep
out.
us posted. Let us know when the stones are gone.
Why don't you offer your services? You're a big, strong, strapping 6 feet 4 1/4 inch tall, strong man.
How big are the stones?
It just says giant. 12 inches into my property.
Okay, that's going to be a no for me, dog. I understand the problem now. What is it, Stonehenge in her yard?
Maybe mini Stonehenge.
God, who's your neighbor? Aliens?
They're just
Lord.
ponds.
They dumped off a pyramid.
All right, so how about Riot Fest tickets? Let's do that.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Congrats to Alyssa from Chicago. She got herself the Riot Fest 3-day passes. So we'll have more tomorrow, right around this time, with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Great friend Shine down there. So we have another pop-up coming with Q101, and it's going to be at the Cubby Bear. So 8:20, we'll give you that information. Stay right here for that thing there, because I want to talk about a little bit with Slayer playing Riot Fest. And Lauren found this information about Tom Araya, the singer of Slayer. I guess they retired 5 years ago. They retired from everything.
It was their farewell tour.
Yeah, farewell tour. And people always come back from farewell tours. I don't know many farewell tours that have stuck.
Yeah, well, and I guess, have been getting a lot of trolling because they're like, oh, yeah, nice hiatus.
Yeah, 5 years is pretty good.
5 years is a long time, especially when you're older.
Yeah.
Like, those guys are not
They got to be
spring
60,
chickens.
right? They got to be.
I would think so,
They've been around
yeah.
for 30-some, 40, not 40 years, but 30, 35 years maybe. So now they're back for this show that's going to bring a lot of metalheads to the Midwest to Riot Fest. It'll be great. And it's like I said, only the one band so far announced. There's going to be so many great bands with Riot Fest for the 3-day festival that we do every year and something to look forward to. But the funny thing here is what Lauren found out, that Tom Araya's wife said he was done playing around at home, and she harassed him for a full year until he gave in, and now he's got the band reunited.
Yeah, so he had no plans to reunite Slayer and go on
Now, if there was a
tour.
Saved by the Bell reunion, I'd be all in on that.
Man.
Come on now, if Slater comes back?
What if the Saved by the Bell kids only did Slayer covers?
Now we're cooking with gas.
Yeah, right? Anyways.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Sorry. Okay.
No, you had a great idea. You ran with it. I'm thrilled you just did that.
I'll have a song worked up by tomorrow at the show.
great.
I'll work on that right away.
Right after that Creed remix?
That's right. So the wife says, like, I just think this is very funny because Slayer being this very hard, powerful, band and his wife said, get back on to get out of the house. I'm tired of you moping around here, kicking your shoes, going like, are we going to the grocery store now or not? No, I need some more Cheerios. Get out and play your metal music and go have some fun. That's how I picture it happening.
That's a woman. Well, she knows that he was missing something. I mean, think about all these guys who don't know how to retire, or they lose that one thing that was their favorite thing, and for whatever reason, they can't do it anymore.
Well, I agree that retirement seems weird. Like, I know I'll never retire now because I have a young child, and I'm going to work until I'm on the ground to provide. Having a child a little later in life than most people. But the thing is, if you were in a band, I don't understand why people hate on bands that stay on the road too long. Like, why don't you just retire? People say like about Guns N' Roses or these. Why? You're doing what you wanted to do when you were 12 years old. Why not do that at 80? And if I was in a band that was popular and big, I'd die on stage. There's no why would you retire? Why?
Think Axl Rose almost did die on stage at Wrigley. He was like getting oxygen after every song.
That's right, but he
sliding off to the side.
Still does it.
He's still
does
wearing
it.
his mirror pants.
Cannot hate on that.
Coming
Cannot
out
hate
here,
on that.
Thrusting.
I don't get it. I don't understand why people want to judge other just sticking around. You're living the dream, Now, if you're an accountant, and no disrespect to accountants, maybe you want to retire at some point and say, I'm done with this. And maybe you want to go play guitar at bars or something like that. Do something like that. I don't know.
It's hard to quit the thrill of crunching numbers, though. Those accountants stay up there in age.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Lauren O'Neill is here, filling in during her maternity leave this week, and she's usually on at 10 o'clock, so make sure you listen to her show at 10, all the way in the midday, getting you through. Like, we get you to work, and then Lauren keeps you entertained at work.
Depending on what your schedule is, you could be waking up at 11 a.m., no judging.
Well, I'd love that.
You could be going to bed at 11 a.m. like Brian.
Just
no judging?
one day to sleep into 11 would be just amazing.
I
couldn't
used to
sleep that late. I've never done that. That was never my move.
In college, I slept like the wind.
You went to college?
Yes, I went to University of Florida.
Lauren, gonna be honest, siding with Brian on this one.
Really?
Shocked to hear
Well,
you
here's
went
the
to
thing.
college.
We all know each other very well.
Yes.
And the thing is, like, once in a while something comes up. For example, I could never picture Case on a plane.
Super offensive.
Like
What?
flying
Weird.
somewhere.
Oh, flying a plane?
No, just a
being
passenger. Just a passenger. And first, when you said that, I can't picture you in college with a backpack on with your books.
I'm with Brian on this one. It's a weird thing to think about.
Oh, man.
It's not a diss. It's not a diss. You went to the University of Florida.
It's definitely a diss.
No,
It's clearly
We
a
just
diss.
can't imagine you pursuing higher education. It's not a diss, though.
I'm sure you couldn't picture me with a beautiful wife and daughter.
Yeah. Okay, it makes sense.
Yeah, see?
I getcha. Okay.
So I couldn't picture you with a backpack on saying, oh my God, I'm late for Soch class. I can't picture
definitely
you ever
didn't say that.
What did you study?
Public relations, and I minored in music. Well, at first my minor was in dance, and then I changed.
Whoa, really? I just talked 2 hours ago about want to be a dancer.
I wasn't here yet.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Yeah. I want to be known. I don't know how to dance. Can you teach me how to dance?
Can I? I'll try.
It was your minor.
Well, yeah. Do you kind of have like, if I had to pick anyone in this whole building that had 2 left feet, I would pick you.
Well, that's offensive.
Okay, you just told me I look like I didn't go to college.
So wait, did you graduate from University of Florida?
Yes, with my bachelor's.
And you had a bachelor's in
Public
Public relations.
and then a minor in dance.
Well, I changed it to music after I was in college,
What
and
is-
I had a revelation one day.
Yeah.
What am I going to do with a dance minor? Am I going to teach a dance class once a week? No. And I was actually driving into campus and realizing the reason why I love dance so much is because I love music so much. And that's the driving force. Every day, I'm, singing, I'm beating songs into my dashboard, driving. And that's why I wanted to work at night at my bar. I was working all these concerts.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to do something with it.
Okay. Was it a moshing major?
Oh, man, if they only had that.
Yeah.
So, I
So
had straight A's.
did you do well in college?
I mean, I made it. I finished.
It's a big school, University of
Huge
Florida.
school.
Yeah.
What is
I
public?
wasn't an A student.
No, well, we know. Trust me.
Wow.
I didn't even think I went.
This is a guy from Columbia over here. Columbia College, not the Ivy League Columbia.
No, but, hey, 3.9 at Columbia, baby.
Oh,
It's like a
wow.
true 5 at Purdue. So public relations, would you want to work at the UN?
I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up, Case.
Okay.
Still working on it. Still a journey.
Right?
See, this is great. I know a little more about you now.
There you go.
That's great. I did not know that you're a college graduate.
It happened a little while ago, but thanks.
I understand. I'm sorry I'm late to the party. Do I owe you a gift?
Definitely.
A graduation gift?
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Oh, college, huh, Lauren?
You know what's really amazing is we have people like Tanya listening on the Q101 app in Kentucky.
Okay.
And even Tanya was like, boys, pay attention. Yesterday, Lauren said she worked at the car wash while in college.
And what was the name of that car wash?
Lube and leather.
Lube and Lather. So once you said that, I didn't hear anything after that.
Yeah, that's the headline there, Lauren. I'm not reading the
Immediately
fine
started
print.
Googling it.
Yeah. It doesn't exist anymore, sadly, but
No.
I'm going to
R.I.P.
open a Lube and Lather franchise in Chicago. I got to get Harper in some kind of business. He's 15 months old. I'm not her. I'm sorry.
You
not-
want to get her in the lube and lather
Okay,
business?
hold on. That sounded terrible. That sounded wrong.
I
What
can't
I'm-
wait to see how you dig yourself out of this one, Captain.
What I'm saying is she needs to go to Harvard. So I got to get some money together. So me starting this business now to sacrifice my reputation for her benefit to be a great person and president someday, also a great basketball player.
Oh my
Like
God.
Obama.
No pressure, Harper.
That's right. I have to start the Lube and Leather franchise car washes in Chicago.
I hear it's a family business.
That's right. Well, it's gone now apparently, but
Was a family business.
I wonder who owns the franchise name and all that stuff.
There was only one in Palm Harbor, Florida.
Okay.
And it's gone now.
Well, it sounds like there's an
Couldn't
opening.
make it work.
I've seen some parts of Schaumburg that could use a Lube and Lather.
Boy, have I.
Yeah. All right, so coming up at 9, we have your chance to go to Florida, where you won't see the Lube and Lather, but you will see Noah Khan and a whole bunch of other amazing bands. It's the Pink Moon Festival, incredible festival, a trip. You get the condo stay, everything at 9 a.m.
Who are you to say there's no lubing or lathering happening at this festival?
Could be. I don't know.
You got 5 nights in a condo with 3 of your best friends and a 4-person cove.
Sounds
at
good to
the
me.
show.
That's right.
You know about coves.
It sounds like something that Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dalton, would use state funds for. to go see Noah Khan in Florida. We've talked about her. In fact, we helped break the story with Ben Bradley of WGN TV, who he didn't know we were working together at that point, but he made an incredible investigative story last year about the problems and the corruption. It's funny, but it's also tragic for the people that live down there of the money that's being, allegedly moved around for them to go take great trips places and not going to help the, well, let's just say it, impoverished community down there. They make $29,000 a year average, and she's making almost $300,000. Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dalton. We'll stay on it. When more happens, we'll have Ben Bradley on again from WGN TV. He was incredible on the show. He wants to just come on and talk about Slayer. He wishes it was over, but that's not
My
true.
dude.
It'll never end because now Tiffany Henyard has launched a podcast. And here is the trailer for her podcast. Talk about doubling down when the FBI is investigating her. She's launching a podcast to talk more. Here it is.
Hey guys, it's Super Mayor Tiffany A. Henyard, the people's mayor. So I heard you guys was looking for me. If you looking for Tiffany Henyard, press the subscribe button. Yes, you. Press the subscribe button. So, what you want me to talk about? This or that? This and that? Or me? Tiffany A. Henyard. You pick. Put your questions in the comments, and I'm gonna answer all questions. Just be respectful. If you disrespectful, I'm not gonna answer it. Cause remember, I got the tea with the receipts. Matter of fact, if you want the tea, get it from me. Go tell that.
Good Lord.
Wow. She does
F-
have the receipts.
I mean,
It's all your money.
The FBI is closing in. I mean, this is going to end poorly for her. I have to believe, if I believe that anything can get done right to end the injustice going on down there that we've been hearing from Ben Bradley and the reporting that's going on of it.
Well, what other choices does she have? You either lean into it, or what? You tell the truth.
That's a
Go
good
to
point.
jail?
That's a good point. She's definitely leaning into it.
Yeah, well, when you're hot, you're hot. You got to get the downloads. I
Good
get
Lord.
it.
Yeah, all right.
Good Lord. Well, I have some disrespectful questions that probably will not be answered on the podcast.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Going to play all-time low here in a second. After that, we'll get you that national keyword for a chance to get to Florida for Moon Crush Pink Moon, this festival featuring Noah Kahan, which is alone, if it was just Noah Kahan, that would be enough. But all these other bands are revivalists and Marcus King, a whole slew. Plus, you get condo stay and free airfare, which is pretty important these days. I was looking at a flight to Nashville to visit my mom in 2 months. It's an hour flight from O'Hare to Nashville Airport. It was $470.
Oh my God.
I'm like,
And
what?
that's a very popular flight. So there's lots of them.
Yeah. You go up. You don't get time to even chill for a minute. They go, we're preparing for landing right now.
Yeah.
Put your
Cool.
seatbelts back on.
Yeah, $470. That's what I saw the best price. 2 months out, by the way. It's not for a couple months.
You're flying to New York this weekend. We'll be back live on Monday. You're just going Friday, Saturday, coming back Sunday.
Correct.
But you're going to New York. How much do those flights cost?
We used points and actually made it work.
Oh, really?
Now, since married, we put everything on one credit card, like every bill to rack up points.
Like a married couple?
Yeah, married couples, I guess, do that. And we have to share we each have our own credit card, but it's the same card on the account. We share that. I don't know. Do everybody do that? Do you do
This
that?
sounds like a pyramid scheme. What's happening?
So sit
You
down.
get a card. You get a card.
Wait, no, explain that again. I don't understand.
So we have an account. We both have our own card, but it's the same card, meaning it goes to the same account.
Same account.
God, this is so hard to explain.
This is like a Chris Angel trick. I don't understand.
Do you do that, Lauren, with your hubby?
No, actually, we've never even talked about that. All our finances are separate.
You guys have been together like 15 years.
17, but yeah.
We just got married last year.
Got
Give 'em a
married
minute.
last year,
Yeah.
but wow, you've never talked about maybe sharing a credit card.
No, it's never come up.
Maybe bring it up tonight at dinner.
How it goes.
Everything's fine the way it is. Why would I change things now?
Because I thought it was fine too when I married Megan, but she's like a finance expert, and she said, let's do all this, stop all this crap, we'll do one card, and you know what? We got a free flights to New York this weekend.
Yeah, I'm like Megan in that way. I handle the points, the cards,
Yeah,
and I put things on the right things,
yeah.
and it works better that way.
So-
Then he doesn't have to worry about it.
Wow.
No, he's too good looking to worry about anything.
What are you trying to say?
Oh, my God, that guy is something else.
I mean, you're trying to say I'm not good looking enough to worry. I have to worry about everything. 'Cause
Yeah, look, Megan should handle the points.
Yeah, she does. Handles the points great, so we got these free flights. But I saw this number that blew my mind, that a new report said that the airlines made $33 billion last year on bag fees alone.
That's insane.
Wait, $33 billion?
Billion.
On bag fees?
Yeah. Now,
I thought every plane was like falling out of the sky right now.
that's true.
There's all of these viral videos. We've talked about it. All of these planes, they have doors that aren't bolted on correctly.
Yeah.
There's engine failure.
Yeah.
$33 billion on bag fees?
On bag fees, which I would like to say that in society, we should have a rule that if I'm going somewhere and you're taking me, I can take a bag. Now, I get it. I'm the captain carry-on. I don't want to wait anyway. But sometimes you go somewhere you need to put a bag on. You need some extra stuff. Like all your lotions, like my Lubriderm. They'll throw that away if I got the big jar of Lubriderm. So I'd like that in a bag. Checked, please. Nope. That's going to be $50 or whatever. $33 billion on bags. Now, I thought, is that a big number? Because I thought maybe I don't know enough about the airline industry. So I was doom scrolling and I went through more information on this. And the airlines, I could only find the number from 2022 when after the pandemic, they made $279 billion in total revenue, the airlines did.
Aren't they always complaining about being broke?
Yeah, they got to get bailed out and stuff.
Well, I have heard from a friend maybe we have some people that work at the airports, but
Yeah.
I could be wrong on this, but that the airlines are not profitable without help from the government because it's our main source of transportation to get around the country. So they get government money too, the airlines, to keep
This is
going.
ridiculous. This is like when the gas stations keep jacking up the gas prices. They're like, oh, no, everything's so expensive. And then the end of the year, they're recording record profits every year.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for you.
And their argument is, well, in the tough times, we need to make that money now because then we have tough times. And again, there's a business that needs to operate for us to do things.
We're all literally in a tough time. All of us.
Yeah.
Well, Laura, think
like
about
to fly somewhere.
think about the billionaires, okay? They're actually having it very hard right now.
Hey,
man.
I'm not disparaging any billionaires or millionaires out there. Someone worked for that money somewhere along the way, but hey, I got to eat too.
Yeah, right?
Let me take my bag free on the plane. That's all I'm saying.
To your point, Brian, this is why I don't get on planes. These people are crooks. You never hear this coming out of Amtrak. These train people are salt of the earth, good, hardworking people. The airline industry, now I question.
Yeah, right?
So you don't question the train industry.
No, they're on the up and up, baby.
Uh,
Trains are coming back.
You want an interesting experience with people. I've taken the Amtrak from here to Ann Arbor to a Michigan game. It's called the Wolverine Express because it goes to Michigan, where that's their mascot. That's a ride, baby. There's some people on there.
What kind of people?
There's jugglers. It's just odd. Listen, it's entertaining, and you don't drive, and it's much cheaper than a flight or driving at that point when gas is up. So I don't know.
You can probably bring a bag.
I brought several bags. They don't care on the train. They don't care how many you bring. At least when I was on Amtrak, I used to take it to New York when I lived in Philly for a little bit. When I was exiled from Chicago, the Amtrak worked well. But I don't know. I just think we should have an arrangement where, hey, you can cut back some of your profits and let me take a bag. It was $29 billion was a record in 2022 that same year, so $33 billion is another record in bag fees.
This is absurd. 773 just sent us a text. They said, just flew to Florida and we were 9 pounds over on our bag. They had to pay an extra $100 for it.
Oh, man.
100?
Have you ever been in that situation where all of a sudden your bag is heavier, usually when you're coming home because you probably bought something while you were out, and then you have to take things out of your bag so that they'll even check it for you.
Yeah.
And then you've got just random sneakers sticking out of your backpack
That's
and anywhere you
humiliating.
can shove it. I once had to carry a pair of shoes in my jacket just to get onto the plane because I wasn't going to pay $100.
What is it, a shoe bomb? What are you doing with the shoes in your jacket, Lauren?
One time when I got up there, I didn't realize I had this. I was doing a carry-on deal because I'm not going to pay for the bags. I had this. I just bought suntan lotion. I know you don't think I probably use it. I don't really, but I bought it down there. I needed a little bit of it. And so it was full. And it cost like $15. This was down in Florida visiting my brother down there. And they said, you can't take that on the plane. I go, I just bought it. It's $15. There's nothing in here. You go, throw it away. You got to throw it in that big garbage can. So I said, no. So I put it in my hands. I started putting it on, the lotion.
Oh, my God. I'll show you.
I sat there and just started, you can't get me.
He's got so much. He's lubing up the TSA agent. Now.
You want some of this? Come over here. Drop your pants.
Oh, God.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.